What you guys, got another video here for you. In this one we're going to be looking at how to refill your inkjet printer cartridges. Now inkjet cartridges are pretty expensive, and if you do a lot of printing like I do, then you're going to want to start to learn how to refill them. Now it's not as messy as people think, and if you know what you're doing, it's pretty straightforward. So in this video we're going to be covering how to refill those inkjet printer cartridges. So here we have a HP. I'm just going to show you how I'll remove these. You just lift up the actual lid here, and what will happen is it will then go into maintenance mode where you can remove the actual cartridges themselves. And as you can see, they've got a little clip on them. You just pull that little clip back and release that from the actual printer itself. You can do that with the rest of them. Now we're going to be needing a set of gloves for this, because sometimes a little bit of ink does get on your hands. And also here is our ink cartridges and a pack of ink. Now this pack is pretty much the one I use for all my refills, and as you can see they've got a load of different colours there, and they've got their own syringes on the actual ink itself. There's the actual manual or pamphlet which has all the ink cartridges models, and this one's made in the US of A. So it's a pretty affordable pack to buy, and I will put the link in the description. So here's the actual pamphlet that you get, and what it's going to do is have all the models for the ink cartridges and printers, and as you can see there's quite a few, and it will tell you where the actual screw holes are to make the screw holes so you can actually inject the ink. Okay, now if yours is not in the actual pamphlet as a picture, you can actually go on the internet and look at the website. Okay, so in this kit that I've got, you've got the actual prying tool there to make a hole, and it's just like a little drill bit really with a handle on it, and you can just make a little hole in the actual cartridge. And also you can see there we have some little bungs to actually bung up the hole, or you can use sellotape or whatever floats your boat really. We've also got in this kit, we've actually got some flush, which will come in pretty handy if your ink cartridge has dried out a little bit or you want to clean it all. And these are the actual ink themselves. Pretty good quality ink, and it's got its own syringe, which means you don't have to keep washing out the actual syringe itself. It's got its own syringe part for each ink capsule there. So let's get on with the actual refilling process here. I'm going to be doing the yellow one to start off with. Just going to make a little hole here. I'm sorry that's gone out of camera there. Just a little tiny hole so I can actual bradawl that comes in the kit to actually make the hole. Now you can use a little tiny screwdriver if you wish, but as you can see it's seated just underneath the actual round circle coloured dot, and I've already got a little tiny marker there, so what I'm going to do now is just put a bit of force on it and just make the hole. Once you get it started, it's self-tapping, it should go straight in, and you'll see the plastic working its way out so it doesn't go inside. Don't have to go right the way in. There's a sponge inside there that will absorb all the actual ink there, so we'll just pull that off and clean it out. As you can see there's the hole. All we need to do now is just get our yellow ink and then just fill it up. Now you will be able to find out for your model of ink cartridge inside these little pamphlets here, and that will tell you where to pry the hole for your actual refilling point. Okay, remember every cartridge is different. So I'm just going to sit that down onto the actual piece of tissue there, and I've got a towel underneath that just in case it goes through. So it does stain. So here we have a yellow. I'm going to put that in the hole, and then you want to tilt it a little bit, and don't over squeeze. You just want to put a little bit of pressure on the bottle until it sucks into the actual sponge inside the actual cartridge. Okay, now once this is full up, you'll see there, once this is full up, the actual ink will start to come out the bottom, and that means the actual ink well inside the cartridge is full. And some will be more empty than others. Just keep squeezing until you see ink being released from the actual ink pad at the bottom, and as you can see there, it's now coming out the bottom. So we don't want to fill that anymore. Just leave it onto the actual piece of tissue And that's that one done with. Now you can use a bung if you wish, which comes in a kit, but I just find using an actual piece of tape, and there's the actual ink pad there. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape over this because I've refilled mine quite a bit. So clean off any surplus there and just get yourself a piece of tape and then just put that across the actual hole there. So just add the tape on there, and that's easily removed if you wish to refill again. And as you can see, that's covered the hole on there, and it's all nice and clean, ready to put back in the printer. So all you need to do now is just repeat the process for all the other ones, and you should be good to go. So let's do one more. I'll do the blue one now, just to show you. You just basically, you can see my thumb squeezing the bowl. You don't want to really overfill it, okay, too fast, because it will just squeeze out the bottom. And you'll feel a bit of resistance where the actual syringe is going into the sponge itself, and that's what you want. You just want to try and get it into the sponge a little bit. Just take your time, and now you can see the ink is now coming through, and that one's now filled. Put the cap on, a little bit of a clean up, add a bit of tape, and you're good to go. Now you can see the actual ink pad there, and the chip on the actual bottom there. Now if you need to add a little bit of flush, you can do, to actually help that ink flow through a little bit if it's dried out a little bit, and you can clean that up a little bit better than I did there. And just add your tape on, and then we'll stick them back in the actual printer, and I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty straightforward. So let's get these back in the printer. Okay, so these cartridges will only go in one way. As you can see, we've got the chip part at the back, and there is the actual ink pad part that will go up that end. So just drop that in. It's difficult to do this with one hand and keep the camera on it, but just push it down like so, and you should hear a little click noise once you put yours in, and you should know that's sitting in there nice and snug. So let's just get these other ones in. And once we've got these in, what we're going to need to do is just clean the printer heads using the actual software. So let's just shut this off, and you can see there's another big black one there. I've already refilled that. Okay, so that now is complete. Now the thing to look out for here is your ink cartridge is depleted. Don't worry about that. That's just the chip saying it's empty, but we know it's full because we've just refilled it, so ignore that. Okay, so once you've got all your ink cartridges refilled, all you need to do is clean the heads of them, just to make sure that they've not dried out a little bit. So what we can do here is go to our printer management system, i.e. yours may be different if you're using a different printer, or if you're using different ink cartridges and stuff, just remember that. So yours may be in a different place. So we're going to go to settings here, and we're going to go to printer toolbox. Inside here you'll see you've got all your little tools, so you can actually realign your printer heads, and also we're just going to do clean the printer heads or print heads, and we're going to clean these up just to make sure everything's okay. Now if you've got the same printer as this, it will make a load of noise. It's just actually cleaning the heads of the printer cartridges. So just let that do its thing. Just takes a bit of time. You can hear it going through its little cycle here, starting to scrub the head to clean it all up. Now you may get ink cartridges have been depleted or empty. This is okay. This is just because it's got a sort of time limit on it on the actual chip there that tells it that the ink cartridge is empty. So don't worry about that, it is full up, and all you need to do is continue printing. So what we're going to do here now is second level cleaning. So we're just going to do second level cleaning now, and you can see down the bottom here it's saying the actual ink cartridges are empty, and you may have this as well, but just ignore that, okay? And once we've done that, you can print an actual test page if you wish, or print something out. Okay, so it's going to quickly print out a page to test it, and you should see a page all cleaned up and all nicely coloured, and that's because it's been refilled. So that's basically how you refill inkjet cartridges. Now remember, all inkjet cartridges from different manufacturers have different holes in different places, and you will need to use your manual or the actual pamphlet that comes with the ink refilling kit. Now all ink refilling kits are different, but they will have a pamphlet in there which you can follow the actual link to it, and they'll either be on the internet or in the actual picture in the book itself, and you could just follow the actual process there, and it will tell you where the hole is where you can refill them. Okay, so I think that's going to be about it for this video. So it's straightforward to refill inkjet cartridges, save yourself a fortune, and just follow that process and you should be good to go. Okay, now if you like me and you print out loads and loads of pages, then obviously keep buying new cartridges. It does cost a fair bit of money, so you should get about maybe seven times, maybe more refill processes there, and that ink will last you quite a long time, so you're going to save a hell of a lot of money. Okay, so anyway, so I think that's going to be about it. So my name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. If you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button, guys, and also show your support by rating and favouriting all my videos, and I'll be making more useful videos again in the future. So thanks again for watching, guys, and thanks for sticking around. Bye for now.